Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible from the Mandeville Gold Saucer every Friday when judging begins for the Fashion Report minigame. This is week 198 and the theme is Padded Pier-Sitter. Padded Pier-Sitter. And the clues then include the wild side for your helm, cooking up a storm for your chest, c'est chic for your hands, and more beast than man for legs. In this video we have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and then the easiest 80 possible. I'll try and remember to timestamp that, as I know some people for some reason don't watch through the video, say they actually prefer timestamps, so there is that. I'll try and remember to do that. So without further ado, let's look at that 100. Alrighty then, when it comes to the 100, this is fairly simple, but there are some bits that will probably annoy you. First of all, for the helm, I went for the Animos hat. This is something you can actually get from Animos lockboxes, which is a part of Eureka, or from the market board. The reason I chose this particular helm is because this is equipable by all classes, all genders, all jobs, everything in the game level 1 and above. Which is pretty much making it one of the better items. The problem with this is if you haven't done Eureka Animos and you're at the will of the market board, then you're going to probably pay a little bit. I'm not sure how many people are still doing Eureka, but it's fairly easily obtainable from those lockboxes. But alternatives to this do include the Gargana skin Hat of Aiming, which is of course locking you into aiming. Which is unfortunate. That's also locking you to level 60. You can get that from Norlays in the Pillars of Ishgard. Other alternatives include the Gayuki leather hat, which is also locking you into a job, basically, and you can get that from Kagane. And then there's the Wrangler's hat, which is from Sorkai or Hullbreaker Isle hard mode dungeons. So if you want to go out your way, you can get those. I just went for this because I already had it, and yeah, it's got obvious implications of being usable by everyone. So for the chest then, this is one of the better items you could go for. I think it is the best one. This is the Stained Chef's Apron. This is equipable by all classes in the game level 40 and above, so it's got a level 40 requirement. But if you go to Upper Lenosha, which is over here near this Junkmonger, and you talk to the Junkmonger next to the lake, he will actually sell you under the second tab the Stained Chef's Apron for 1,684 gil. This is a really cool item, considering it's equipable by everybody level 40 and above. But yeah, obviously involves being level 40. Alternatives to this include the Linen Smock, which is from Gwalta, in the Steppes of Thal, or any other low-level city-state vendor from a Disciple of Hand and Land tab, level 40 to 49. Or you've got the Augmented Galley Keeps Whites. Those will work. The Augmented Galley King's Apron will work. Again, these are going into crafting scripts though now. Artisan's Apron, that should work. That's a Weaver craft. The Culinarian's Apron should work. That's another Weaver craft. And the Valentione Apron, I think, will work from Valentine's 2014, but I am not sure. That needs to be checked up on. But yes, one thing we do know that works is the Stained Chef's Apron. And yeah, it's vendor purchase. Why wouldn't you want that? Next up is the hands, and for those I went for the false nails. These can be obtained from the Ananta Beast Tribe that was added in Stormblood. You can get this from the Fringes, obviously from the Ananta Beast Tribe vendor. This will cost you 6 Ananta Beast Dream Staves, not Beast Staffs, Dream Staves. These are equipable by level 1 and above, all classes, all jobs, all genders, as usual. That's why I went for them. Alternatives do include any Sharlayan gloves from a Great Google library. So there's Sharlayan Custodians, Pathmakers, Pancratias, Emissaries, Conservators, and Philosophers for every role in the game. Any of the gloves from Great Google library, the Sharlayan something gloves, will work as well. But these are what I had available to me. They're equipable, again, by level 1 and above all classes, so that's why I went for them. For the legs then, I went for the Nath abdomen. This is from another beast tribe, much like the Ananta. This is from the Nath, which you can obviously find over in near Camp Tailfeather and the rest of that. What's it called? The Dravanian Hinterlands? Yeah, I think that's where it is. Or Forelands. I get mixed up between the two of those. Where the beast tribe vendor is. And that's from the Vath stick peddler there for 70,000 gil once you have that unlocked. And yeah, that's the one I went for. Alternatives include the Vanu Vanu or Zundu Waste from the Vanu Vanu beast tribe. We have the Tsutsu Hakama of the Blue from the Kojin. That should work. And the Moogle Buns, in theory, should work from FanFest 2014, or of course, obviously the Mog Station for the Moogle suit. The bottoms should work. Again, they're all Beast Tribe things. They're all locked behind a Beast Tribe for the most part. So, yeah, there's no easy option really for that particular slot for the 100. But there we go. That was the 100. A little bit sloppy, I would say. But it's the best I could think of to come up with, and the options that we did have, I think it's better to go for things that are equipable by all classes as like a demonstratable 100 when we possibly can, than choose something that's locked to a job. So that's what I try to do. Anyway, let's move on to an 80 with dies. Okay then, our 80 with dies. As you can see, for our weapon we went for the wonderful Orchard Brown die. We went for Orchard Brown on our helm, Orchard Brown on our chest piece, then we have Snow White for our gloves, Soot Black for our legs, and finally, yes, Orchard Brown for our feet. This might be one of the easiest 80 scores I have seen with dies, probably ever, in our time doing Fashion Report. It is exceptionally easy, and if you want even more information on how to make this easy, simply go over to your die vendors, such as the one at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange in Uldar when you teleport there, and then go talk to the NPC in Nana Bay, as that's a die vendor, and you can buy all the Orchard Brown you want for 40 gil a pot, so you don't even have to spend money on the market board for those dies. And the Snow White die and Soot Black die, as you know, you can get from the Ixali vendors as well, if you don't want to go through the market board. I have noticed people have tried to hike up the price of Snow White and Soot Black die, unfortunately, on the market board. Very predatory, but, you know, you can't really blame them. But you can get those things from a vendor. Bear that in mind. But definitely shop around. Don't spend lots of money on Snow White and Soot Black, but yes, the brown at least can be acquired from Uldar or any other place that is a die vendor, basically. But yeah, very easy 80. That will get you the maximum MGP possible for the week. Very, very impressive. I would personally go this route if I went any, but it is what it is. But saying that, let's move on to the easiest 80 possible of the week, where you don't have to fight for Soot Black and terrible Snow White. I'll show you an even easier way. So here we go. So yeah, the eagle-eyed among you probably already sort of guessed this would be the way that I would go for the easy 80. So there's our 80 score. But essentially any hat in the game that's dyeable has the Orchard Brown from a dye vendor for 40 gil. Then we've equipped, as the chest piece, the Stained Chef's Apron, which is from, obviously, that junk monger over in Upper Lenosha, next to the lake, that Kakirin vendor. Then we have any boots in the game dyed Orchard Brown as well. So that's a total of 80 gil on dyes and 1,684 gil on a chest piece. And that is literally it. All of these other items you want to have equipped, like have something in every single slot, every accessory slot, weapon slot, obviously, you know, have something in all of these slots. But the only thing that's actually getting us the points overall is having something dyeable that's Orchard Brown for a hat, that chest piece, the Stained Chef's Apron, and then those boots. But that's pretty much it. That's the easiest 80 possible. It works. If it's not working for you, then you need to make sure that you have equipped something in all of your accessory slots and all of your left side as well. All of these need to be filled with something. I stress this quite a bit every week, but people still leave a comment saying, this didn't work for me, I got a 72, and it turns out that they didn't equip some legs or something. But there we go. Very, very easy. I don't see how this could possibly be beaten in any way. So there we go. Very easy week this time. Either you want to go through the die options, or you want to go through the easy 80. The 100 isn't actually that bad, but for newer players and for people who want to get MGP on their alts, like myself, for example, on other servers to play, then this is a perfect option. A vendor purchase chess piece and 2 dies. I mean, you can't really go wrong, can you? Anyway, a link in the description will take you to the Reddit theory crafting thread. Thank you so much to everybody who basically puts together for that each and every week. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Friday, your weekend, or whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.